Mr. Liam had some money. He spent $150 on a bed, and then he spent 5/7 of what he was left with on a printer. If Mr. Liam was left with 1/6 of the original amount of money after he purchased the bed and the printer, what was his original amount? So we're going to do this problem visually. So I'm going to focus on the blue part of the problem where it says he spent $150 on a bed. Then he had some money left. He spent 5/7 of that amount on a printer. So let's say this is the original amount of money. All of this is the original amount of money that Mr. Liam had. All right, so he spent $150 on bed. Then he was left with a bunch of money, and 5/7 was spent on the printer. So I'm going to shade 5/7 of what was left. And let's see what color I choose. Let's shade yellow. So once again, 5/7 of the money was spent on a printer and 5/7 of what was left. And that's exactly what I shaded. I shaded 5 out of 7 of the parts that he was left with after he bought the bed. Now, this represents his original amount of money. Let's read the green part of the sentence. If Mr. Liam was left with 1/6 of the original amount, that tells me the 2 white rectangles you see above in my picture that he was still left with, that has to represent 1/6 of the original amount. So I need, if this is supposed to be 1/6, this is supposed, these two, this one and this one, these 2 white rectangles should represent 1/6 of the amount. So I can use 2, I have 2 pieces here, times 6, that's 12. I can use 12 of the rectangles to represent his whole amount. So let's place my items here. And there's a lot to process. Make sure you understand the representation. So clearly, this is what he was left with after he bought the printer and the bed. And what I just circled is 1/6 of all of his money, original amount. So I took 2 right here times this 6. I got 12. So 12 rectangles must represent his original amount. Having said that, this is very convenient. So this and this, they both represent the same original amount. I don't know what it is, but they represent the same amount. And that's very helpful. That's very helpful. I'll tell you why. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this tells me that this much, let's line it up nicely. This much, these 5 white rectangles must represent $150. And you really want to pause and reflect and understand what I'm trying to say. If $150 can be represented by 5 identical pieces, each rectangle must be worth, and let's write it down nicely, must be worth 150 divided by 5, and that's equal to $30. So each white little rectangle represents $30. Now, let's see what they want. How much money did Mr. Liam have initially? Well, I'm going to write down the value in one of them. So each rectangle represents 30. And how many rectangles did he have originally? He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So originally he must have had this much money. He had 30 times 12 boxes, and that's $360. That's the answer. And let's put it here. Originally, he had, and let's put this in parentheses, $360. That's my answer. And this dot is the multiplication sign. I know it looks like a decimal, but it's not. Okay, you have your answer. This is your answer.